Good.
Yeah, go running out of here screaming. You'll know why you were warned. So, November will be 23 years in Norwex for me. I've been working globally with them for about 10 years. I haven't been in Canada since about 2017. Before that, I traveled with Debbie Bolton everywhere. Okay, all across the US, Canada. Then y'all got sick of me and they're like, put her somewhere else. No, I'm kidding. So I always like to start with where I was before Norwex, and I'm actually a radiation therapy specialist. So for 21 years, I delivered high-energy X-rays to help cure cancer, okay? For 12 of those 21 years, I was a pediatric specialist, okay? So my view on sort of Norwex's mission of reducing chemicals is a little bit different than maybe other corporate people. I knew nothing about business when I got into the business. My whole background is medical, okay? And so I bring a little bit different perspective to when we look at ingredients. I'm an ingredient junkie, okay? There isn't a product at Norwex that I haven't used for a long, long time. You can pretty much ask me any product that we've ever launched, even if we don't have it anymore. So if we have time at the end, we'll do sort of an open mic where if you have a question, we'll do that. So the other thing that I've been asked is to tell my fish tank story, because I am a bit of a storyteller. So you can imagine working in oncology for 21 years. I worked with really smart people, okay? Physicists, doctors, all these super smart people. And like some of you, when you first started with Norwex, you talked Norwex to everybody you ever saw, right? And after a while, nobody would have coffee with you, right? Because you were going to talk Norwex. So what ended up happening was one of the nurses that I worked with said, you know, I'll just have some little get-together for you so you can just tell us all at once. She was from Craven, Saskatchewan, okay? So I walked in, and they had a fish tank. Now, this picture does not begin to do this fish tank justice. The fish tank was the size of this back wall, and it was insured. Like insured, like you would insure your car. Like the fish were insured. So I'd never seen this before, but my first thing was, they must like fish. Just a guess. So I'm talking, and I don't know how many consultants are out here, but you know, the experience was this. Anybody have anybody do that at a party? Where like they just can't wait for you to get out of there? So I caught the hint and I said, I'll tell you what. You have like 10,000 square feet of hardwood floor. Why don't we do this? You clean your half with whatever you do, and I'll use my mop and water, okay? Well, let me tell you what. This was like asking for the Colonel's secret recipe, okay? She starts in about how she cleans this floor, and it's a certain temperature water, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a bit of dish soap, bit of bleach, bit of blah, 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 blah. I stopped listening after 10 minutes of this secret recipe. I said, okay, it sounds like you have quite the regimen, and your floors are beautiful, so why don't we just get to work? I just need a pail of water. So she did her half, I did mine. Who was done first? Every day. So we're sitting there chit-chatting, she's finishing up. It all looks great, right? So we're sitting there and I'm like, great, I've got my water here, and y'all saw I clean with water, so do you mind if I just dump this in your fish tank? So what do you think her answer was? Well, I'll tell you what, she didn't answer me. Her husband did from the garage.
I know.
Right. So I said, well, what's the problem? I've just cleaned with water. You've seen it all the whole time. You know, what's the problem? Oh, no, I'm just not going to allow you. And I'm like, well, you know, what are we going to do with yours? Can we pour yours in? Oh, no. I said, well, why not? She goes, well, I just told you everything that's in it. And I'm like, well, okay. What if we just take like this much of yours, and can I put this much in your fish tank? No. And I pour a bit out. Well, what about this much? No. I go, well, what's the problem? She goes, well, I don't know how much will kill my fish. And I'm like, well, where do you put your bucket? And she goes, down the drain. And I go, well, whose fish are you killing? So now I got the husband's attention. He's come in from the garage because he thought this was a ladies' thing, but now he's interested about, now his wife's killing fish. So I tell this story because I will say that back in the day, that was about 22 years ago, it was a $7,000 party. So I must have made an impression, you think? And I didn't kill any fish. No fish were killed in the telling of this story, okay? But I tell this story because, you know, I couldn't get their attention. They were smart medical people, all of them. And I was there to tell them they didn't need to clean with chemicals, that we literally treated cancer patients, that some of them had cancer because of different types of chemicals, and I still could not get their attention. And I thought, you're smarter than this. But it wasn't until I spoke their language about something they cared about. Does that make sense? Yeah. See, because I never met a cancer patient that said, I wish I would have worked more. Right? Or like, now I'm vegan and I do coffee enemas and I'm like, did you do coffee enemas your whole life? No, just, you know, and it's like, so you just started that now. Okay. So we're not going to be proactive with our health, you know. No offense, but we should probably think of that before we have to go to these extremes, you know. Don't get me started on shark cartilage, people, you know. And I tease because, you know, I think people are more receptive now to cleaning with water and microfiber than they were 23 years ago. 23 years ago, they did not care at all. I mean, the only ones that cared were my grandmother. She's like, I cleaned with hot water and vinegar and a newspaper. The minute your grandfather was done with his paper Saturday morning, the cleaning started. Hot water, vinegar, and that newspaper was everything she cleaned, right? So when I started with Norwex, she's like, finally, somebody who's smart in this family. And she thought it was ridiculous that people are using all this stuff to clean their house. So again, I tell the fish tank story because, you know, you have to meet people where they are, right? And I think that's a great opportunity for us when we're going to be talking about the skincare products tonight, because we've been getting questions. You know, my Arbonne lady, they do skincare and makeup, right? She says, why don't you guys stay in your own lane? You want me to start selling microfiber? Okay. You know, and she kind of got mad about it. So we're going to talk about that, kind of why did we go into skincare? Because it actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it the way I think about it. And you will, because I'm about to present that. All right, so we know our guests. Who are our new consultants who have started in the last 6 months? Any new? One? Excellent. Welcome. How long? Like 2 weeks. 2 weeks? Woo-hoo, a real newbie. Well, thank you for coming. And who do we have for any team coordinators in the room? Team leaders? Hi. Hi. Oh, yeah, we had supper together. Sales leaders? Hi. How long for a sales leader? How long have you been in the business?
3.5 years.
You go, girl. ESLs, which is our executive sales leader. Excellent. And what about our jacket leaders? We've got a couple here tonight.
Lady, go.
You go, girl. I think you have a fan club over here. Another girl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I know you know about microfiber. You wouldn't be in this room if you didn't love our microfiber, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit differently. Are you ready? Because we're starting with a quiz. Here's your first question. And it's kind of like the millionaire thing where you can phone a friend.
Oh, okay, phone is
So are you ready?
No.
She's getting her phone out. Wait,
Oh, no, I'm getting my paper.
what are these?
Oh, no.
Yell it out,
Yeah,
anyone.
Yeah, lots.
Okay, so that was just the warmer-upper. Okay, that's not the real question. The real question is, how many breaths a day do you take?
20,000. What is it? I know it. I know it.
Okay.
You told me.
You told me. Throw her under the bus. Your best friend over here.
Oh my gosh.
How many breaths per day?
Is it 20? Is it 20,000?
Very good. 17 to 20,000 if you're not running. Okay, 17 to 20,000, but that wasn't the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The question is, and this is where you can phone a friend, how many air molecules per breath do you take in?
5 billion.
10 to the 9.
No, just a minute.
So no one has ever in the history of my 23 years gotten this right, so I'm just going to pop it up there, because even when you see the number, you're not going to know what it is. Ready? There it is.
What?
That number is 25 sextillion. 25 sextillion air molecules per breath. So I'm gonna let that sink. Yeah. Now if she's hyperventilating,
Yes.
maybe more.
Yeah.
Now the reason I bring this up is because the next slide is going to speak in ways you didn't really think about before. Are you ready? 17 to 20,000 breaths per day, 25 sextillion air molecules per breath. And that becomes significant because of this. When we have a home that's got carpet cleaner, floor polish, furniture polish, upholstery cleaner, surface cleaner, stainless steel cleaner, glass cleaner, air freshener, bathroom cleaner, window cleaner, rubber mats. So what happens is, you might be a label reader now, okay? So maybe you're gonna go look at that glass cleaner and you're looking at the ingredients and maybe you're looking them up on a website or EWG and you're gonna look if that ingredient is safe. But what they don't tell you is all those ingredients in that bottle, if they're safe together, right? The information we have is one ingredient at a time, not as a collective bunch of ingredients, okay? But more importantly, where do you find the information of all of this used in one room, or one space, or one home? There is nowhere that will tell you what happens when all of these air molecules are in the same place. So when you're looking at how much you breathe and how many air molecules you take in a day, in a breath, it becomes pretty significant about the air molecules coming in. But the challenge is we don't even know which ones are dangerous to us. Does that make sense for everybody? So Norwex's mission, of course, is to reduce chemicals, isn't it? Harmful chemicals. So imagine that you come in and you Norwex someone's home. Okay, we switch them to microfiber. So maybe at the end of the day, the only thing they need to use now is maybe a specialty stainless steel glass cleaner. Just one. If we replaced all those other cleaners, have we reduced chemicals in their home? Absolutely. See, we don't claim to replace all. And, you know, some people feel guilty when they're like, so when my daughter got sick, I used a disinfectant. And I'm like, oh, me too.
Yeah, right.
Right? We are wanting you to label read and make better choices and reduce. So if there's one thing you can't give up or won't give up, you're still reducing chemicals. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And even if people won't switch but they start to label read, we're still doing our job. Because they're making better informed choices, whereas before they just picked up what was on sale. I'm a farm girl from Saskatchewan, that's how we roll, right? Okay? So does that make sense kind of from that mission side? So the last thing that I want to say is that when you can smell something, you're ingesting it. When you inhale, you're ingesting it. When you eat or drink, you're ingesting it. And when you put it on your skin, you are ingesting it. So we got the question, why did Norwex launch skincare? Because it's the next way to reduce chemicals. Because this is important. If you're ingesting it when you smell it, when you breathe it, when you eat it, and when you put it on your skin, Norwex wants to educate you about that. Does that make sense? Okay. It's a form of reducing chemicals when you're reducing the chemicals you're putting on your skin that your body could absorb. Okay? Makes sense? So we all know, how many people have done the butter demo? I mean, you can clean that butter off in seconds. Have fun at Thanksgiving, okay? This is my challenge to you. Put some butter on there, give them a paper towel and a window spray and let them go for 5 minutes, you know, while you're making the gravy, you know? I do this every year, you guys. It's the new person coming for Thanksgiving. You know, we're all laughing because we know we can get this off in 4 seconds, you know? And they're doing that, you know, and then out comes somebody and they're like, oh, get out away from that window, and they put more on and they go, wipe, and then, well, if you could do that the whole time, right? Have fun every year. There's always a new person at Thanksgiving, and we always do it. So have fun with that. Reduces cleaning time. Money. I mean, when I first started with Norwex, my husband said, how is this a good business idea? You're going to sell a microfiber they don't have to buy for 5 years. That's not a good business model, okay? But we know they last a long time. How many people have had a microfiber for more than a year right now? Sitting out here, like all of you, okay? And obviously you've been cleaning with water, so there's probably a lot of product you stopped buying, correct? Can you actually smell the cleaning aisle in different places now when you walk in? Could you before Norwex? Like you noticed it maybe less and now it's kind of nauseating for you, right? And if we blindfolded you, you could still walk us to that aisle because you're so sensitive. Think about this. Those are closed bottles, never been opened. Wow. Closed bottles, never been opened, and you can smell it in the store from the entrance.
It's those fabric softeners.
It's all of that. And again, I want to say, when I asked my friend, where does she put her mop water? And she said she threw it down the drain. She threw it away. Earth is a closed system. There is no away. We're still drinking the water the dinosaurs drank. There is no away. When we throw away a plastic bottle, there is no away. It might be away from our sight for a while, but 2 generations from now, they're going to be eating it in some way, shape, or form. See, Earth is a closed system. There's no away. The water we pollute ends up being the water that waters the garden and the food we eat. So we can't have a healthy Earth and have healthy people, right? Your Earth needs to be clean and healthy to support clean, healthy life, right? I retired from oncology about 10 years ago, and I'll tell you what, there's no way I could even go back to it now because they're naming cancers left, right, and center that you've never even heard of before. And you have to wonder, where's this coming from? Well, probably 4, 5, 6, 10 generations ago is catching up, isn't it? Okay, started the Industrial Revolution, bunch of chemicals being used all these years. Where's it coming from? Okay? So, the other one that I was asked to talk about quickly is enzymes. Now, I want to keep this super simple. Don't even read any of this. It's just to impress you.
Well done.
All I want you to know is this one thing. Enzymes speed up a reaction. Enzymes are like gasoline on the fire. Okay? When you put an enzyme on a soil or a stain, like a ketchup stain on your t-shirt, that enzyme is going to go into there and break it down very quickly. Another way to think of it is a lock and a key. How many people have a junk drawer at home? You probably have 3. That's okay, no judging. So you find a lock and you find 10 keys, but only one lock is opened by 1 key. So think of an enzyme like it's a lock and key. Okay? You have a specific soil. Let's say it's spaghetti sauce, because if I wear a white shirt, I'm spilling spaghetti sauce on me. Okay, that's just how I roll. And that one enzyme tackles that one type of stain. If it's a salad dressing stain, that's an oil stain or a fat stain, that requires a different enzyme. So each of these soils or locks requires a specific key. The key is the enzyme. What happens when you put a key in a lock? Pop, right? Put it in and unlocks quickly. So if you have the right key, you can break down that stain or soil very quickly. Okay? This is how it actually works. It's a little GIF, if you will. But it will come into contact with, say, ketchup stain, and then break it down almost immediately. So enzymes act almost as soon as they come into contact with the soil. Well, now that you know that an enzyme is fast acting, it now makes sense that these are the products those enzymes are in. Because who wants to wait an hour or 2 for your dish soap to work? No. You want to put your dish soap in and wash your dishes right now. So you need something that's fast acting, and that's an enzyme, correct? Same as laundry. All of our laundry products. You want something that while it's in the washing machine, it's going to tackle those stains without a soak cycle. That's your enzyme. So remember, enzyme is just something that makes it happen fast. Which brings us to our probiotics. Now, again, it's just to impress you with big words. Let me give you the real answer here. Probiotic. Pro is good, bio is living. Good living, so good bacteria. That's all you have to remember. It's good bacteria or good living bacteria. That's all it is, probiotic. And they do create the enzymes. So remember, our other products have just the enzymes. Now these products have both the good bacteria that make the enzymes. So what ends up happening is kind of like when you bring out a steak for your husband. You go, do you want this T-bone for supper? And what happens? They start to salivate, okay? So that's what ends up happening. You spray your product on, it recognizes a food source, and it will emit an enzyme to help break it down quickly. Does that make sense? So the good thing about having something that's making the thing that breaks down the stain is it's going to continue to work. Because what do bacteria do? They divide. So you have a product that, as long as there's a food source, these good bacteria are going to continue to divide and continue to make an enzyme that continues to clean. So if we know that this is more long-acting, the other is fast-acting, this is long-acting, it will make sense in the product listing I'm going to show you. But I'm going to make sure you never forget what a good bacteria is with this little fella on the screen now. So, good bacteria will continue to go and look for the soil to break down with its enzymes. It's a long-acting product. So, for example, it's going to be in our carpet stain remover. It's going to be in our oven and grill, mattress cleaner, odor eliminator, sports enzyme, and new probiotic. We'll talk about that one at the end, because if y'all get me started on that now, we won't even get to skincare. I'm super excited about this. Super excited.
So all of those products have probiotics?
Correct. Yep. Okay. So when you see Bacillus spore blend, that's really the good bacteria blend of good bacteria, and that those different bacteria make different enzymes. Oven and grill, for example, has additional enzymes. Now the reason is, when you spray that on your oven, you want those enzymes to start breaking down that burnt food right away, but you also want a product that's going to work while it's sitting there the 30 minutes. Does that make sense? So whenever you see sort of this bacillus, that's just good bacteria, okay? And then when you see the other types of enzymes, like amylase and cellulase, lipase is for fat only stains, okay? So when you see an item that's got both enzymes and that good bacteria in it, it's because at some point you need a quick response, like a garbage pail. When you spray your odor eliminator in a diaper pail or garbage can, you want it to work right away, but then that residual good bacteria stays behind to help it keep it clean longer, okay? Sports enzyme, anybody have hockey kids? I mean, you want that hockey equipment to be looked after right now, not tomorrow. And so those enzymes go to work fast. Enzymes are fast acting. Anything that ends in A's is an enzyme. And that bacillus is your good bacteria blend. Okay? Does that make sense for everybody? So I just want to say a couple of things. Let's talk about the carpet stain remover for 1 second. Anybody ever go to somebody's house and accidentally spill on the carpet? I mean, okay, maybe it's the mother-in-law, she has white carpet and you spilled red wine or coffee, right? So you clean it. And what happens with a stain is, it saturates the whole length of the fiber, doesn't it? And then when you try to clean it, it cleans the top. But because it's a fiber, it's always trying to reach equilibrium. So if there's more junk at the bottom of the fiber than there is at the top, it's going to redistribute through the fiber, isn't it? The next day you come back, the stain is back. So you clean it again. And again it redistributes and the stain is back. That's why stains on fibers, certain fibers for sure that have long lengths, are difficult to remove, because until you clean each length of every fiber, it's going to try to come back up the length and you'll see it again. Now, when you've got your enzyme, same thing's going to happen. You put your carpet stain remover on and you're going to see a good result probably pretty quickly, but you need to give it time for those enzymes to work their way down the length of the fiber and go after the different soils. So yes, it takes a little longer. I've even seen people have to, reapply in a week or whatnot. Enzymes take longer, but they're from nature, right? It's like having a compost. You don't throw your potato peels in there and your eggshells and coffee grinds and expect a beautiful soil tomorrow, okay? It takes time for that good bacteria to break it all down so you can grow giant tomatoes next season. So think of it like that. A compost works the same way as sort of your good bacteria in these products. So they might take a little bit of time. As a note, your mattress cleaner, how many people don't own the mattress cleaner? One, okay. So we won't talk about what grows in your mattress. Because unless everyone has it, she may go home and sleep in her bathtub. But what I will say is that in allergy or asthmatic homes, you want to be using that once a month, and then seasonally, okay, about every 3 months. Now, it's a bit of a bummer that it's called mattress cleaner because it's for a lot more than that. Upholstered furniture, the upholstery in your vehicles, not leather, but upholstered vehicles, throw cushions, stuffies that kids carry around, right? Dog beds, draperies that hang, all of that sort of thing. Things that are harder to wash, okay? So remind me, and we'll talk about the probiotic hard surface cleaner, because really, guys, this is the mattress cleaner for hard surfaces. So imagine that you now have a product that when you clean with it, it cleans for 3 days after you're done. I used to make the joke that the only thing better than microfiber and water was if someone came and cleaned my house for me. Well, now I have a little army of little fellas here who clean for 3 days after I do. Okay? So we'll talk more about that. I know I've intrigued you now. Now, this video, unfortunately, I don't have good audio here, but it is called our manifesto video. And again, I apologize because the audio is not very good. It's also a Norwegian accent, so it's hard to hear, but let's see how we do.
We live life wherever life takes us. We're a family of entrepreneurs, explorers, givers, and doers. We believe in a simpler way, free from harmful chemicals. We do clean without compromise. We've been helping others live safer for a while now, 1994 to be exact. We're born of Norway, but our Norwegian way of living spans the globe. We're guided by our core values of integrity, trust, respect, and kindness. We don't look to judge, but to educate and inspire. We eliminate toxins and waste from all aspects of everyday life. Our microfiber removes bacteria with water alone and self-cleanses as it dries. Our plant-based enzymes tackle the toughest messes easily and sustainably. Our Nordic antioxidants and probiotics nourish and protect. We come with our own caring community, thousands of thoughtful individuals who bond over making a real difference. One person at a time, one home at a time. We welcome the busy, the budget-minded, the considerate, and the concerned. Wherever life takes you, we'll help you lead it. Cleaner, safer, better.
So for those that noticed, we've got a new logo and a new brand mark, our word Norwex, and a new mission. We've updated our mission, sharing a cleaner, safer way of living by reducing harmful chemicals in everyday lives. That used to be in the home. But what we know going into our 30th year next year, 3 decades, is that we have far more impact than in the home. So we really wanted to articulate that with this mission statement, okay? And you're gonna see a lot, this cleaner, safer, better. It's really our brand promise. And so actually I did a training where some of our Norwex leaders are looking to build their business and join business partners to their company. And so, we use this as find someone who wants to live cleaner, someone who wants to live safer, someone who wants to live better. And a couple of examples that came out of that was you know, a new mom, brand new mom, maybe she's looking to live safer because she's now got a little one crawling around, and she's read maybe that those throwaway mop pads are not good for baby crawling and putting fingers in the mouth. Maybe somebody wants to live better, is someone maybe coming up to retirement, just looking for their next adventure, their next chapter. Someone who wants to live cleaner. Maybe this is someone who's got a child diagnosed with an illness or asthma or allergies. So, you know, we know that this is how we talk about the lifestyle changes that Norwex brings into opportunity for people that we talk to. And so I just feel it's a really nice way to get our brand out there in a little bit different way, but a way that we are very familiar with, right? I'm sure it resonates with most of you in this room, okay? And I wanted to explain the new logo, because I was a little confused when I first saw it. I wasn't really sure. But we've got this leaf, and it fits right over the new N shape. It feels very Norwegian, the N, doesn't it? And this really is that relationship between our logo and our Norwex brand name, okay? And this is sort of symbiotic. We're really taking ownership of, we know people are knowing what Norwex is now, and we want that logo to really represent us going into the future. So the leaf is sort of plants, and we know that plants clean up the air by cleaning up carbon monoxide, right? And do we not clean up the earth and people's homes? We do. And so this is sort of a nod to a home. It's a home with the door open. Can you see that? And that's sort of a nod to the past where we've been educating people to reduce chemicals in the home, but it's also an open door to the future, right? An opportunity for the future of where Norwex is going. So when you bring those two symbols together, you've got that leaf sort of representing all things natural, and then that house with the open door, okay? So just wanted to make sure that everybody kind of understood where we came to with this new branding and mission statement. So now we're getting to the fun stuff, okay? Again, I've got a video here. I hope you guys can hear it all right. It's about as loud as I can get it.
Introducing cleaner, safer, better Norwex skincare. Free from harmful chemicals. Clean formulations as safe for you as they are for the environment. Simple, sustainable skincare crafted with plant-based, hydrogen-rich ingredients. Included Nordic antioxidants, cloudberry, lingonberry, and sea buckthorn, which help protect against the effects of environmental stressors. Nutrient-rich probiotics, which help support the health of your skin's microbiome. And activated glacial water that drenches skin in pure hydration. The result? Skin that's refreshed, renewed, revitalized. A regimen as simple and effective as it is nourishing and luxurious. Skincare true to our mission. Authentic, efficacious ingredients that support skin's moisture barrier. Innovative formulas that deliver, but not at the cost of your health or the environment. And recyclable packaging and refillable containers that stay on our counters and out of our landfills. Norwex skincare. Cleaner, safer, better.
So again, we've got this beautiful new video. I'm just asking Caslin to make her way back because I'm going to need her help in a minute. The young lady helping is my daughter. I was pregnant with her when Debbie Bolton asked me to help her with Norwex. And so I use her age to judge how long I've been in Norwex. Sometimes I have to ask her how old she is. Because I do have 4. 5 if you include my husband, which you should. All right, so again, we sort of talked about this already, but why did Norwex go into skincare? We are talking about this because it's a way for ingesting, isn't it? What you put on your skin, I'm not gonna, this isn't a scare tactic. Not every chemical gets absorbed. Your skin is a body of armor that protects you. But your skin is the largest organ of your body. So it has the most capacity to absorb something as much as we might be breathing. How many breaths per day? 17, 20,000. And how many air molecules per breath?
25 sextillion,
Yeah, all of that. How many zeros? No. So when we want to really get serious about reducing chemicals, we don't want to just stop the story at, you know, the products we clean with, because as important is the stuff we're inhaling, the stuff we're eating. We're not getting into food, and the skincare, okay? Couple of things I want you to know though. Skincare revenue in Canada, this is a Canadian number, last year, $1.8 billion. Anybody want to make 35% commission on 1.8 billion? I'm pretty much, sign me up. How do I collect on that, okay? Gen Z, these are these ages 18 to 24. This is the most they spend their money on. They spend their absolute most amount of money on skincare products. And the number one skincare product in 2022 was sunscreen. And as a cancer specialist, that makes me very happy. Every time you burn, your chances of getting a skin cancer go up. And unfortunately, I grew up in a generation where I was a lifeguard 10 years and there was no sunscreen. I can't even count how many times in my life I burned. They're like, she'll get over it, rub a little aloe on that, you know? And now we're really quite a bit more conscious of it because when we know better, we do better, right? Like your fabric softener, right? You made the comment about fabric softener. Once people realize the types of chemicals found in a fabric softener, first they're mortified, then sometimes they get angry that the government hasn't done more to protect people from these chemicals, and third, they won't buy it again. There's formaldehyde in it. Do you know what they do with formaldehyde?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay? And like, why would we dry our clothes with this? Okay? So the other thing I want to point out, face, eye cream, and moisturizer, globally these were the top selling products. So again, for those of you who have used Norwex before, we have a great timeless line, don't we? We have Lacier, and you'll see that our new formulations have a new eye cream, a new moisturizer, and a new cleanser, and we're going to talk about that. Now think about consumer buying. People think in threes. The human brain is really programmed to do well with three things. So if you go milk, eggs, bread, cheese, what do you come home from the store without? The cheese, because it was the fourth thing on the list. And so I mention that because, you know, you don't want to overwhelm people with too much information. So once we get to the skincare part, I want to be clear that my slides include a lot of information, but it's for the benefit of our consultants who are going to be hosting and sharing about our skincare, that they have all the information on one slide. Because as a keynote speaker, I know you would never want this much information on one slide, but it really is to provide you all with the slides after the presentation if you would like it. So Canadians do spend about $500 a year on skincare, and if we earned our earnings from that, that's about $175 per person. You get 100 customers on that, that's a $17,000 raise. Anybody want a $17,000 raise on their paycheck? Absolutely. And again, a slew of people saying green beauty products are important to them, but did you know that actually skincare is the least regulated, even behind laundry detergents and cleaning products? It's the least regulated, okay? And most people don't know that. They assume that because you're putting it on the skin, it must be looked at by somebody. Rare, it's very rare. And in fact, out of the 10,000 chemicals, the US has banned how many? What number do you think it is? 0, 11, 220, or 1206?
11.
It's 11. Out of 10,000. But we do better in Canada, it's 491. But still out of 10,000. In Europe, it's 1,700 that they ban. But Norwex, we're going to talk about it in a minute, we use our product 360 review where we ban 2,700. So we go above all global regulations, okay? So the average woman uses about 12 products a day, and that equates to about 68 different chemicals being applied to the skin. 168. Men use about 6 products a day. That equates to 85 chemicals, and teenagers use 17.
When you say products per day, like on your skin?
Yep.
So like that's face, like shampoo, body wash,
Shampoo,
that kind
conditioner,
of stuff?
body wash, body lotion, the makeup we put on, the hand lotion, all of those things. Yep, yep. So men is 6, and that equates to about 85 chemicals, and teenagers are 17 products. Okay? And here's the answer, it was 11. But again, a lot of work to do, don't we? And so again, I want to reiterate, well, why would Norwex start with skincare? It makes sense, doesn't it? When you know that that's the least regulated category, why would we not want to start educating people on the choices they can make that will improve their health? Because if you're not absorbing those chemicals, you are reducing chemicals, which really could to equate to an improving of health, right? So, I've got to point the right way. We've actually been talking about skincare and personal care since 2006, okay? That was our company mission. Radically reducing use of chemicals in personal care and cleaning, and it was first, because actually we wanted to talk about it first before microfiber. But you know, we were even having a hard time talking about cleaning with water and microfiber back then. So we've always had it, it just was on a back burner. Anybody have a long list of things and there's that one thing that carries over from your list year to year to year, okay? Unless all of a sudden it becomes an emergency, right? And so now we're putting our stake in the ground. Our name is known, our brand is known as for being trusted resource for reducing chemicals. And now is the time to come out with an unbelievable, incredible skincare product line. Now again, I would not normally put all this information on one slide, but I want to be very clear to make sure people get the information. Remember I told you we would be talking about cleaner, safer, better. So we've got a list of why our formulations are cleaner. We've got why we have safer ingredients and why it's better, okay? And I'm not going to go through them all, but while we go through some of the ingredients, I'll talk about the formulations a little bit. And we are going to take a moment to talk about 360. So I see vegan is spelled wrong. Somebody needs to remind me to add an N on that. Any teachers out there that pick that up? So vegan and gluten-free, okay, I see it every time and I forget it every time. And really these active ingredients with deep hydration, and we are going to talk about that without boring you, okay, hopefully. All right, I do want to talk about this because it doesn't matter if we're looking at, you know, the new probiotic hard surface cleaner or a bathroom cleaner or a laundry detergent or a skincare product. At the end of the day, we review every ingredient from raw material until what happens to it once it's in the environment. So from before it begins to its, you know, death in the environment, what happens? And that's toxicology, that's regulatory assessments, that's testing. Because remember what I told you, a lot of times you can evaluate an ingredient, but that does not help you evaluate the whole product with all those ingredients in one product. And nor does it allow you to evaluate what happens when those ingredients are used all together. Anybody ever have a mom or grandma who said, you know, be careful when you're using cleaning chemicals and then bleach, because you can create those toxic fumes that make you pass out. So we also know that the mixing of chemicals can cause toxic fumes. But when you're using those in a room in your home and you're using all these different chemicals, has somebody tested that that's not creating a bunch of other toxic elements? Who knows? Because anybody could have any number of different products. How would they even do that testing? So again, we want to make sure that no matter what our ingredients are, they can be used however you like, in whatever situation, and they've been tested that they're safe. Does that make sense for everybody? Because I think that's a really big deal. Okay, so you're going to hear a lot about our Nordic antioxidant blend, and these really are the 3 beautiful berries, but I just want to say this. These plants grow in Norway, and the Norwegians are like Canadians. We're a hardy bunch, right? We get from minus 50 in the winter to plus 35 in the summer, okay? And what happens to a plant is they have to undergo these severe weather conditions and be very, very hardy. But what ends up happening is the ingredients we get from those fruits end up being amazing products for in our skincare. So Nordic antioxidant blend are the 3 berries. And an example, cloudberry is really great for that dry, irritated skin. We've got lingonberry, that's really helping with those fine lines and the appearance, that supple appearance and hydration, okay? And buckthorn really is stabilizing, and it's helping with antioxidant benefits. So what does that mean? Well, our skin is inundated every day with pollutants, all the environment around us, the UV from the sun, blue light, all of these things. And those can cause something called a free radical, and those are the things that can cause disease and cancers. So we do want to have skin care, especially on our face, that's going to help with those sorts of things. That's very, very high level. You just have to remember that it's the 3 berries and they have beautiful benefits in the skincare. Glacier water, we are not melting glaciers. The planet has melting glaciers, but Norwex is not melting glaciers, okay? I want to say that the glaciers are melting and they would float right out to the ocean, wouldn't they? All that water. But because they go down through springs and collect all these beautiful minerals, we want to capture that water because it makes a beautiful water ingredient in our skincare. And I'm going to explain that when we're doing our little demo here. You want to remember that we might as well capture it rather than it go to waste, right? Because it's going to melt anyway. And we just don't, we want to really capture and benefit our products with it. So here's where we get some fun. I'm going to ask my assistants at the back to help me out now. How many people have the Forever bottle? The spray bottle that you refill with our Norwex products. Well, our skincare line is the Forever bottle, okay? We have 6 products. 4 of them are refillable, okay? And we're going to go through the different products here right away. The one thing I'm going to ask, Nikki, can you grab me the cleaning facial powder? Let's short that one. All right. Couple of things to say about it. First of all, I did not know this, so I've been telling everybody I know. I've been recycling cardboard for 100 years, and nobody told me that if you have glue on it, they won't recycle it. So I've been putting boxes, hoarding them in my house like a crazy person, to take them out to the curb or wherever we take them. And if they have glue on them, they can't recycle them. What have I been doing all these years? Is this a joke? What's happening here? How come they don't tell you that? Hey, if you want to recycle this, you got to do this and this. Because I would have done it. Having said that, Norwex educated me. And when you open our new skincare, it's like, whoa, good catch. Whew. Oh, that was dramatic.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was all meant to be.
Ooh.
It completely opens. I'm sure it's good. Cleaning. It opens right up. No glue. I suggest you fold and keep it though, because like that. Just need a light behind me and it'll be like an angel. So what we've got here, no glue, opens up easy, and we've got the instructions on how to refill, all the ingredient information, yada yada. So fold that up and keep it. This is our cleansing powder. We're going to go through each of our products here tonight right away. Oh, it was open, that's why. Okay.
That is something they need to fix, because
Yeah.
they all come open like that.
Do they?
pretty much.
That's the first one I've had in all my meetings so far. So good, I lucked up. So what we're going to talk about too is, you're going to laugh, but we're going to talk about how we refill these. And you're not laughing right now, but you're going to laugh at me in a minute. Is it really hot water? Oh, he really did his job, didn't he? It's the serum. Okay, when I first got the serum, it took me 2 days to open it. So I'm going to impart my wisdom on you here tonight. And you're going to laugh right now, but when you get your serum, you're going to be like, thank you, Sherri. Okay? Watch this. Oh. Voila. I'm a physics major, microbiology, chemistry, biochem, and I could not open this bottle. Yeah, my daughter showed me how, okay? So you twist it up. But now, they're like, okay, change out the refill. I couldn't even open the bottle. What are you talking about? So I'm imparting wisdom. Are you ready? Pull up. This is your Forever bottle. Keep your pump just like you do with your Forever bottle now. Don't throw that away. You take your pump off. That part goes in recycle. You put your new pump on. Whenever you buy the refills, you're saving $10. So you're going to want to get on this and then buy your refills $10 off. Put that on. it's sticking up just a little bit, click it, and then twist.
Lifesaver.
That it took me 2 days to figure all this out. And I had to call a friend in the end.
Probably saw something like that on TikTok.
Yep, she broke it. I grabbed it and I was like, oh, it's so small. She's like, what? Yeah, we're not talking about that anymore. So, straight up, take it off, put your new part on, line that up, just click it, push it till it clicks, because I was also trying to push it all the way back in.
And then you
You
could.
want to see what happens when you do
Yeah,
that?
it's just a mess.
All over the place. Okay?
So
So you
click
just
it.
click it there and then twist.
Click and twist.
You're welcome.
Yay!
Until you get your bottle. Yes.
They have instructions?
Yes. So yes, all the boxes just fold that flat and keep it, and it's super easy now that
No, I
you've seen
mean,
it.
how do we feel?
Yep, you betcha, and it's all on the box. But of course, I didn't have the boxes yet because I've had this for a year, and the printing wasn't even done, so they just show up at my house. What am I supposed to do with this? What is this? You know. So we've had to figure it out, but we've done it. High five. Good thing I have a Gen Z, aged 18 to 24, to figure this out with me, because I didn't know anything. I've been cleaning my face with water and body cloth for 23 years. Now they want me to figure out 6 products? You out of your mind? All right. The other ones are really simple. It's really simple. You just take it and you take the top off, like you would expect. You put the new one, twist it on, and you're done. But I had to show you the serum.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You'll thank me when you need to refill it. You're like, oh, that girl. Wait, she was talking about. All right. So that's just a little bit about it, but the packaging does have all that information. Now, I do want to say for my consultants in the room, Norwex has a lot of really great social media assets. When they told me they had a lot of assets, I said, but do you really? Then I went through and looked at it all and I thought, oh, they really do have a lot. Good for them. And again, they're found on that resource. Nikki, question.
Well, I was just to say that also something that was mentioned when we were in Dallas is that the refill is also recyclable. Like you can just put it in your regular plastic
Yes.
recycling, like the bottle.
Yep.
Not the glass, but the plastic.
Yep. So that doesn't get thrown away again. Because I didn't know this either, but it was Christine Lee, our product development person, who said to us that actually personal care products are the least recycled in any household. And so actually some companies don't even bother with recyclable plastics because no one recycles them anyway. So no, people really don't bother even thinking about they just throw it right into the garbage bin in the bathroom, and they never recycle those product bottles. And think about it, when's the last time a husband threw a shaving can into the recycle bin? Like, I don't think I've ever seen my husband recycle any product he's ever used. Never mind, I don't want to talk about my own, right? Let's talk about him. He's the problem. All right, so here's the fun part. I need 5 volunteers, but I need at least one person willing to take off their makeup.
I
Go to bed.
will.
Okay, come on up.
I will.
You will.
I know you.
Two.
I know that I
3,
will.
4, 5. Come on up here. My lovely assistant, Caslin, will be helping you tonight.
I can do my own personal show with you guys.
All right?
Because now I know how to use the serum.
Okay, so
Jan and I were gooing it every time.
it's kind of squished in. Y'all get to be real cuddly. Make yourselves at home over there. Oh, yeah. Caslin, do we have the little, oh, thank goodness. I was going to ask, but you do have it. So let's go there first. So what we've got here is Caslin's going to hold up. Now, when you get your first bag, each of the holders is going to be a different pattern, because what we're doing is we're using the end of the roll of different fabrics to make these product bags.
Woo.
So don't be surprised if they're different colors. And did you guys notice, compare your suedes? None of your suedes are the same. Look, she's got yellow, blue, red, gray, and blue. So again, you might get some that have different backs, but that's because they're using up the different fabrics rather than going to waste. Now, you've got a fluffy side. Isn't that so nice? So fluffy. So it's kind of like your fluffy body cloth, okay? Now, I'm telling everybody, I have 2 girls and 2 boys, but I taught my girls fluffy for foundation. So we're going to use the fluffy side to wash our face. And those of you with makeup, great. That's why I want you, at least one of you to have makeup on, because I want you to see the makeup and I want you to show everybody how you took the makeup off with your cloth. So fluffy side for makeup or just washing your face normal. And then you can use the suede side if somebody tells you you still have raccoon eyes, then just gently up and around your eyes. So while we're talking, you guys are going to be washing your face. Okay, I'm leaving you to it. How many people have 1,000 body cloths in their house? You're like, I don't think I need another one of things.
No, you need
But let me
this.
tell you, once you have this set,
Luxury.
you're like, what am I going to do with all those body cloths? I'm going to have to start giving them away. This is my new favorite thing. So fluffy for foundation or, makeup side, okay? So we're going to let them go to it over here. Good luck, ladies. All right, the rest of you are going to pull out the little square we've got given out to you with the skincare steps on it. You want to hold it up, Lena, to show everybody? That's what this one is, guys. We want you pulling this out to make fun of your friends after.
Oh, no,
All right.
I have to do that now.
So right now, what they're doing is they're removing their makeup. Now you can use your body cloth or you can use one of the new products here. The reason we brought these is to show the new product, but also it works out that we get to do 5 demos. We're gonna put on the cleaning facial powder now. So ladies, now that you're done, how does your skin feel after using just the cloth? Nice? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. So Chasm, we know how this goes. Ladies, put your cleaning pads down.
In the water?
It doesn't matter, because you'll need it again to wipe off this powder when we're done. So put one hand behind your back and another hand in front, like Chasm's about to give you $20. Hand behind your back. Now, there's a reason I'm teaching people to do this, because when I had my friends over, we're all around the sink, I put the product on it, turned on the tap, what did they all do? They washed it up. I'm like,
What are you doing?
so now, we've made this very easy. Put your hand behind your back, put the product on one, because you know what they do now? They put the other out to get the water. So you guys are going to put the other hand in your water, put a bit on top, and you're going to make it into that little foam cleanser, and go ahead and clean your face. Once you're done with what you feel you've cleaned well, then you can use your little cloth again to wipe it all off. Now, while they're doing that, we're going to learn about the ingredients. Like I told you, consultants, I put everything on one slide so that it's easy for you. The couple of ingredients I want you to really pay attention to are this clay. Some of you would have seen the ladies, they've got a bit of that white on their face. That's the clay. It detoxifies, really balances out skin, and actually it's really great for oily skin. We're finding this is one of the products that's great for acne, okay? We've got this rice bran wax. This is a byproduct of rice production. This would have gone into landfill, but it happens to be a really gentle exfoliator, so we've upcycled it as part of our ingredient, okay? Now, our sodium hyaluronate here, this is what starts to plump up the skin, and plumping up the skin gets rid of wrinkles, okay? All right, ladies, how does our skin feel? So the question is, you already cleaned your face with, a microfiber, but does your skin feel cleaner after the facial powder?
Feels like
A little bit?
Feels very soft.
Yeah? Does it feel smooth?
Feels more tight.
Okay,
Yes.
nice. Okay, perfect. All right, so if you're following along on our little skincare one, we've done cleanse. Now what I want to point out is, especially for people that have been washing your face with water and a body cloth for all these years, is that now once you start to use a product that exfoliates a little bit, your skin may get red and irritated and dry. But what's happening is you don't have an allergy, okay? It's you're over-exfoliating. So what I want you to do is when you first start using this product, maybe only use it a couple of times a week initially. I'm now using it only once a day at the end of the day, because I do wear makeup. I wear full foundation, full sunscreen, mascara, and eyeliner. Okay, so I do wear full makeup. I use this to help me take off the makeup, and then I wipe my face down with my body cloth. Okay? Or I use the cloth to take the makeup off, then take off the residue with my, you follow what I'm
So
saying?
those are interchangeable, like you can do the cleanser first.
Yep. And and like I said, it kind of depends on the day. If I've got really heavy eye makeup like I do right now, I will take that off with a body cloth first by pressing it. And again, let's get rid of the TikTok videos where all these ladies are doing this. Okay? You're just taking the skin out. You're going to have wrinkles come Sunday. Okay? We got to be gentle with these areas, all right? You got 0.5 millimeters skin on your eyelids and your lips. So if we're tearing at it to get makeup off, we're going to have really wrinkly girls in a few years. So let's be careful. My daughter, you're using it just at the beginning of each day, right? You don't
I use it like at the beginning, but only like 2 to 3 times.
Yeah, okay. And then like Dolores Van in Boot Garden, Edmonton, she's only using it 2 to 3 times a week. So what I'm saying to you is some people are using it twice a day, okay? So you're gonna get used to that sort of the usage for yourself. But once you're using this cleansing powder, I can't live without it now. And you have to remember, I've been cleaning with water and microfiber for 23 years. And now I can't go anywhere without this. So it's funny how quickly it just makes your skin feel so beautiful, okay? So we've done the cleansing, now we're to the treat. Now the treat is gonna be serum, which remember, I taught you twist to open. Serum is twist to open. Now, this is where we get the audience engaged. We're gonna get you to volunteer one hand, and once Kathleen gives everybody their product here, she's gonna come and give you a squirt to rub into your one hand. You're gonna put all the product on one hand so that you can start to feel how that feels on the skin, okay? So ladies, yep, I'm gonna tell you this. For a serum, you're gonna press it into your face, okay? Press it, avoid the eye area because we have an eye treatment cream. Press it in, you can go down your neck if you have more. And I don't know why they don't just say rub it all in, but everywhere I've looked is all press that serum into your skin. But this also has jojoba bubbles in it. So if you ever take the packaging out to check how much product you have left, you'll see these little bubbles in it, and it just delivers hydration. The couple of ingredients we really want in this, guys, niacinamide, age spots, evening out skin tone. And those peptides are for wrinkles and skin elasticity. Okay, so those are the couple I'll really call out right now. Now you're going to see our serum has glacial water. Now what happens is the glacial water is going to be used to pull the other ingredients into the skin from the products we use after the serum. So the glacier water is now preparing the skin to receive all those beautiful ingredients from the other products we're going to put on. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? So rejuvenating serum, that's part of treat. The other part of treat is the eye cream. Now, when we put on an eye cream, it's these fingers, okay? She's gonna give you a squirt and you're gonna tap, tap, tap. Then what you're gonna do is you go bone, bone, tap, 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 tap. Bone, bone. I can't get this one to my face because I'm a volleyball player and I don't have an elbow that works anymore. But if I could touch my face, I would touch bone, bone, tap, 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 tap. What I didn't know was, unless your eye cream that you buy says that you can use it on the upper lid, you can't. I did not know this. So your eye creams typically are for under the eye, unless it tells you can use it over the eye. Okay, I didn't know. But our Norwex one, don't worry about it too much. Okay, under the eye and above. Now, most people think they have to rub that in, but you don't. Your skin is very, very thin. And so it's going to go like this. Think of it like a spider web. When that moisture hits that very thin skin, it's going to absorb it right up to the lash lines. So there's no reason to have to push it up right to the lashes on either side. It's going to kind of get right up to that brow line and right up under the lash. Because our skin is very thin there. Does that make sense, everybody? All right, so the ingredients in the eye cream we really want, ribose. Ribose is for wrinkles and ribose, okay? That's what we want. Smooths out the skin, helps it make firmer, softer, more supple, okay? And again, we've got the sodium hyaluronate, and that's going to make it plump. So I think you said earlier that when you put it on, it kind of can make your eyes even more puffy, but that's what the product really is for. is for really filling in the skin for those wrinkled areas.
So
Okay?
I'm too young to be using the eye cream?
You might be. You might be. Yeah. Okay? Okay, so beautiful ingredients in the eye cream. Remember, we're training people not to tug at the eye area. We're training to put that on gently all the way to the orbit. If they don't use Norwex eye cream, make sure that you're educating them not to put eye creams above to the eyebrow unless the product packaging says that's what it's for.
And why is that?
I don't know. I never knew this before. It was Christine Lee who told me. And then I was looking, I went to London Drugs for whatever, and I was looking in the packaging and I asked the young lady and she's like, yeah, that's true. So I don't know if it's that, only if it's not allowed to be or if it is supposed to be, but you should see on there very distinctly that it can be used up to the brow line. I never knew this. Okay? It's got to be a good reason if everybody's talking about it. I don't know. Okay? So how does the skin feel? Is it starting to feel kind of very moisturized? You know, because everybody starts to do this.
Ow.
Right? Right? That's how you feel. Okay? So now we've treated. Let's remember that our serum, our rejuvenating serum, and our renewing eye cream are treatment. Okay? Now we're on to moisturize. And you will notice that we have a moisturizer under moisturize on your table and the skin oil, the illuminating oil. And you're going to say to me, well, Sherri, why are we putting on the moisturizer first before the oil? Anybody ever try to make oil and vinegar? You know, shake that and keep that. Or oil and water don't mix, right? But with skincare, we want the water-based product before the oil-based product. Okay? The glacier water is going to help pull those beautiful beneficial ingredients into the skin. Now I will say, we've had our illuminating oil, like going on 2 years, right? And it really never absorbed in my skin very well. And it wasn't until Christine Lee told me that I needed to be using a water product before the oil product to help pull that oil in. So we're putting on the moisturizer, and again, if you've got extra, you can go down the neck, and any extra product, any time is on the back of your hands, because the other place that shows your age is the back of your hands. So in our moisturizer, a couple things to make note of. We've got this acid blend, so those of you that are into the AHAs, okay, that's what you want. That's going to make that skin appear really beautiful and supple as a moisturizer. How many people loved the aloe vera gel that Norwex had? This is your straight up replacement for that product.
Still have scrolled away.
Yeah, I have a bunch too. So this is your straight up replacement for people who fell in love with the aloe gel. It does have aloe vera leaf juice, but because of the tocopherol, meaning the vitamin E, which actually our aloe had as well, this is a beautiful replacement for that aloe gel. So my boys and husband use it as an aftershave after shaving their skin. And so when the aloe gel went away, they were having a heart attack.
Totally.
And so this is their absolute replacement. They've switched over with no problems. They love it.
Yeah, and they like it because it's the pump. They doesn't have to touch it with their
That's
hands.
exactly right. It's the pump. So again, this has another upcycled ingredient. How many people are having Thanksgiving this weekend, right? And you're probably going to have some cranberry. Cranberry production results in having a bunch of seeds that would go to waste. But what happens is you take that seed, you crush it, and you get a beautiful oil out of it. And it's actually beautiful for skin, okay? And so why not use something that would have gone to waste as a beautiful ingredient in your moisturizer, okay? So we've put our moisturizer on. And typically our last step is to kind of seal everything in with this beautiful oil. Now remember, I told you that we had 4 out of the 6 that were forever bottles, meaning those 4 skincare products could just have refills, okay? This product, because of the number of oils, 15 oils, it needs a glass container. And the new design, actually when you open it, you can almost hear it go, okay? It's got a bit of a suction to it, and it's this press stopper now. So Kaz, if you want to. So this is one product that doesn't have a refill. Now the other product that doesn't have the refill is the sunscreen. And that's because it's an SPF, and that is basically regulated, so you can't have a refill on a product that is regulated for skin protection. Does that make sense? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question.
Yes.
With your oil has got coconut oil.
Yes.
Does the other products have coconut oil in them?
I can't recall, but I don't think so. I think this is the only one that has the coconut oil. Now, the other thing I want to point out is if you haven't been smelling your hand, but right now, the product has no fragrance. This is the only product that has fragrance, and that's because it's made from 15 oils. There's no way to not have a fragrance, if that makes sense, okay? So the fragrance itself is absolutely from plant, and there's no way to have it not fragranced, okay? So the beautiful thing about this is if somebody really is super sensitive, then they can avoid the oil and use those other products that have no fragrance whatsoever, okay? Okay? So, how are we feeling? Yes?
What's the other product? I know it's not in there.
That's this one. This has just been repackaged.
Oh, but there was two of them, right?
There was the funky bubble bottle looking one,
I don't have
and then this tall bottle, and this is new packaging for it. Yep. Okay. So this is where we're going to stop our journey because the next step is sunscreen, and we're going to put that on for daily use. But before we do that, how are we feeling up here?
Good.
Does it feel good? Does it feel ready for bed? Now the interesting thing is I want you to really evaluate how your skin feels in the morning. Because we found that people who have this spa experience, they're texting their friends the next day, holy cow, I can't believe my skin feels as good as it did last night. I expected it to kind of go away. So it'll be interesting. So as a thank you for participating, you get to take home your little washcloth. Okay? Oh my God. Okay? And I'll have you guys have a seat because we're going to cover this sunscreen because I like to get a little bit more intimate about sunscreen, if you know what I mean. As a cancer specialist, I have a thing about sunscreens. Okay? So thank you, ladies. And at the end of tonight, I want everybody who tried it on their hands to take notice if it felt differently for you. So consultants, if you're looking at having a spa event, you can easily do this 5-bowl idea. Have lots of body cloths, use those instead. You don't need to get the makeup ones, okay? But the other way to do this is I've just had people tell me they had some lunch spa parties. I'm like, well, how's that? Because if I'm a girl at work, I'm not taking off my makeup. They're doing it on their hand. So they're coming in, using the body cloth, using the cleanser, and then doing all the steps on one hand, and then at the end of work, they're asking them, well, what's the difference? So they've made this really work even as a hand experience too, because the product really will provide that hydration that they're going to notice, okay? So you can get really creative with all of this. Now, the reason I have you all sit for the sunscreen is because I have a few things to say about sunscreen, okay? The first thing I want to point out about Norwex's sunscreen is it's not a sunscreen. It's a sunblock, okay? The two ingredients that you're going to pay attention to are zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And really what these are is they are a reflective product. So imagine if you put this on your skin, it's like holding a mirror up to the rays, to UVA, UVB, sun rays, and reflecting them away from your skin. Okay? They are a reflective product. A chemical sunscreen has to be absorbed to the skin, and then the UVA and UVB is absorbed and then broken down by the chemical. So there's a challenge with that. When you use a chemical sunscreen, it says you must apply it, up to 30 minutes before you go into the sun. With a block with zinc and titanium, you put it on, you're immediately protected. Okay, so I want to point that out. The second thing I want to point out is we've got 2 trademarked ingredients that protect against blue light. So this product is not just for the sun. If you're sitting in front of a computer, a tablet, or a cell phone all day, this is going to protect you from the blue light, and those blue lights cause as many wrinkles as your sun. Okay? So this is a product you put on every single day. Okay, you don't have to be out in the sun. If you're in front of any type of blue light from lighting, computers, tablets, or smartphones, you're going to want to apply this. So notice that you don't have to put it on at night unless you work night shift. Okay, so it's a sunscreen, it's facial, it's mineral, because some of these sunblocks are called a mineral, okay, based. Now, we've talked about your face. What about the rest of your body? Again, I want to educate a little bit, because if you're gonna sun protect, let's talk about the whole body. This is face. You're gonna want to watch for the sunblock, which has your zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. Okay. I want to say this though. Any sunscreen is better than no sunscreen. Okay. If you have to get a chemical one, that's better than the UV A and B damaging your skin. But if you're given a choice to shop, make sure you're looking for a sunblock and reef friendly. REEF friendly. Reef friendly. Because I have a question for you. If it's bleaching coral, a living thing in the ocean, and killing coral, a living thing in the ocean, are you living? What's it doing to you? So yeah, reef friendly, friends, okay? Reef friendly, because if it's killing coral and you're putting it on you, is it not the math? Not gonna make any claims while I'm being recorded, but kind of doing the whole connect the dots thing, okay? So sunblock is best. Make sure that you are covering up 30 SPF or higher, okay? Kids should never burn. Anybody under 8 should really avoid a sunburn until at least their 8th, 10th, 12th birthday, if they can. So young kids should be covered up, but you'll notice that with our ingredients, they're safe, 6 months and older, okay? Okay, so even safe for the little guys. So again, a mineral sunscreen is going to be healthier for you, healthier for the planet. That sunblock is reflective, it doesn't absorb. Okay, so that's a better option than the chemical ones. And again, ours specifically is for blue light. You're not going to find many of those facial sunscreens that are for blue light protection. Okay, so I'll stop there. Any questions about sun protection?
So it's accurate to say that the UV or blue light is just as damaging to skin as UV.
It certainly can be, and I usually just spin it back on them because most people don't understand that. But when my eyes started to change with age, it's not my favorite optometrist anymore since I'm just getting old. So he really started talking to me because I'm in front of a computer all day to get blue light protection for my glasses, and that's sort of the same idea. So I think blue light protection, when you start to talk about it, you could talk about many people are getting blue light in their regular lenses or in their glasses for close reading. Because we know that that is a wavelength radiation. It's not the same as UVA and B from the sun, and it damages the skin in a different way, but it can be very damaging to skin and eyes, okay? So the other advice is always sunglasses, even from a young age, always sunglasses. As young as they'll have sunglasses on, protect those eyes, okay? So, remember, your sunblock, you can put it on and you don't have to wait 30 minutes to go outside. Okay, so those are the couple of good things. Any questions about this? Caslin, did I miss anything? Because you're the girl who burns. So I have 4 kids and I call this one my white kid. Isn't that terrible? But she's the one who burns in 10 minutes. She can go outside to have a coffee with a friend and she comes in looking like a tomato. But you're using it, what, once a day? Yeah, and are you surprised by that? Because you've never had a product where you didn't have to reapply it every hour. Yeah, so, go ahead and try it, guys. Really, if you're out and about, especially swimming or sweating. The other thing is, I don't know about you guys, but, if you have any soccer kids, they're told, don't put sunscreen on your forehead because when you sweat, it'll run down into your eyes and you're like, I can't see, right? You're not going to have that effect with this. You can put it right up to the forehead, all through the face. If it gets sweaty and runs into your eyes, this doesn't hurt your eyes, okay? So that's probably one of the best things for those of us who, because I kayak, and there's nothing worse than you can't see all of a sudden because you're sweating and your sunscreens. Then you don't want to rub, right? There's probably a bug spray and sunscreen. Now you're rubbing, now you're just blind. Like, you just hope there's nothing you're running into at this point, right? So, that's just the other point about that.
That's the same formula as the other one, right?
It is just new one, air degrades a product. So the moment you open something, and that's why it says 6 months from opening, because the minute you introduce oxygen to a shampoo, a body lotion, a toothpaste, that is what starts the degrading process, okay? So all of our pumps are airless, which also means you get every last drop of product. There is not a drop of product wasted. You get every drop of the oil, every drop of the sunscreen. Does that make sense to everybody? So we did do a bit of a perception study where we let people test out the product. 94% with that cleansing powder said it really left their face feeling very nice. We've got 98% who said they really felt the hydration from the eye cream. 94% who again said it really felt like my eyes awakened, like they, you know, you give them the thing, you know. 96% said instantly they felt that hydration as soon as they put it on. And then 94% again with the moisturizer said it was long lasting. So again, in the morning, see how your face is feeling, okay? All right, any questions about the skin products? Yes?
I use Timeless.
Okay, yep,
I have aged.
yes, okay. How do you incorporate this?
Yeah.
Excellent. With your little flyer, open that up. So I say to people, because some people, they're going to use Timeless, and some people are going to use, you know, a retinol for their eyes or whatever, okay? So you're going to go through your little checklist and go under cleanse. How do you like to cleanse your face? If it's just body cloth, great. But I encourage you to try that cleansing powder, because let me tell you, once you try that, you're not going back to just body cloth. I promise you that, even if it's a couple days a week. So if you've checked off cleanse, you go to the next, which is treat. If you have an eye cream, you don't need that eye cream. But do you have a serum? If you don't have a serum, that's a great one to get. Remember, your serum is pressed into your skin because you're treating your skin. So you're pressing it into all those wrinkles. Okay? Avoid the eye area because you treat your eye differently. Then you get to the moisturize. And because you have Timeless, you go, is it daytime? I'm going to put on my day moisturizer. Is it nighttime? I'm going to put on my nighttime. And because you're on Timeless, that's a heavier formulation, so you can skip the oil, okay? And then you go right to sunscreen, okay? So that's how you can mix and match your Lacier, your Timeless, and any of the products that maybe you really love a product that's been working well for you. Just insert our products where you don't have a product you love. Does that make sense for everybody? Very good question. I almost forgot to cover that, so thank you for covering that. And I do love the Timeless, because I too am aging. And I have a twin sister, and my whole goal in life is to look younger than her at the end of this journey. Okay? So we're not telling her about the ribose in the eye. Okay? Just saying, this is our secret. So very good question. Any other questions? So the last thing I want to really tell you is, you know, I just have this thing for sunscreen. You're going to keep hearing about it. But remember what I said, sunscreen was the #1 product sold last year. So everybody is buying sun skincare, okay? So this is the way to start talking potentially about your Norwex product line. Hey, what skincare are you using for your face for sunscreen? And then does yours have blue light? Good stuff, okay? So you'll get a little bit educated about blue light so that you can have those real conversations about sunscreen, #1 product last year. Okay? The other 3 products that were top sellers globally, moisturizer, eye cream, and I have no idea what the other one was. Anybody remember? Face cream, moisturizer, eye cream. So you've got them in here. These are what people are spending their money on, okay? And when you're starting to talk about reducing chemicals, it's going to start to make sense when they start looking at those ingredients. So the other thing I challenge you to make sure you look at is what are a couple of really good ingredients to know about in skincare to warn people about, and I'll tell you one right now is parabens. You'll see it as methylparaben, butylparaben, blah, 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 paraben. Those are some of the nasties, okay? There are a list that you really should pay attention to, but especially parabens, okay? Okay? And plus you sound like you know something if you know one thing that's bad. Does yours have parabens? I don't know what's a paraben. You're thinking, I don't know, but she told me to ask you if you have parabens in it. And now you sound smart because when you go look it up, you're like, oh,
It does.
I've been putting this on my face. find out about parabens, right? Well, she's telling you what she learned, and you're like, I have no idea. I can sound smart all the time. Half the time I don't have a clue. All right, so ingredients. You can see I love them. And again, our product line is best used all together. They are beneficial on top of each other. So they're best used all together. If you have somebody who's like, right, I can't afford it, I don't want to afford it, whatever this case may be, start them on that sunscreen. Or have them pick one product from each category. So let me give you an example. If it's under cleanse and they already have the body cloth, go to treat. If they're younger and don't have crow's feet yet, get them on the serum. Once you get them over to moisturize, do they like an oil or a water base that absorbs quickly? Okay, moisturizer. So then they've got their 3 or their plus their sunscreen or whatever. Does that make sense for everybody? Okay? So you can mix and match those. Okay? All right. So before the end, I just wanted to bring up, this is really for our consultants who are a little bit more active, or maybe you haven't thought about this in a while, but our host rewards till December are cash money. Okay, so when somebody hosts a party, they get cash. They don't get like a towel from Norwex and this and this and this, and they're delivered what Norwex wants to give them. They get to earn money and then buy skincare or cash to whatever they want. Maybe they still don't have that long. So just pointing out that each month, sort of the booking gifts are going to change, but until the end of the year, when people host a party, they're getting cash money. So if you don't know about that, please reach out to the person who invited you here, or your leader. If you're a consultant and you're more interested because you haven't done parties or something, let us know. Okay? I don't know, but they're testing it out. Okay? Because I think if it goes well, let's do it, right? So how do we get bookings with skincare? Well, you saw this example tonight. And as I was sharing with the leaders we went to supper with earlier, this part wasn't in the meetings. So I was like, no, we gotta have this experience. So you can have those parties, have 5 people. In Regina next week, I've been asked by some leaders in Regina to come and do like a spa event. So there's gonna be 3 leaders, and we're gonna have 3 tables set up with 5 skincare experiences. But what they're doing is they're signing up. So they're having like a mega party where the host is signing up her 5 guests, and they're booking them every half hour. So a host comes in, she's got 5 guests, they experience it, then the next one comes in. And that's how we're doing it. So we're running it from 7 to 10 at night, and I think we have like that's like 15, I think that's like 30 events in 3 hours.
That's pretty good.
But they're signing up for a bowl. So you can imagine, they're like, you're gonna come to this Norwex event, but you gotta sign up for a bowl. And they're like, what?
What bowl? What bowl?
Well, you know what? They're like, I'm in. Is this Norwex? Yep, I'm in. Like, they're not even asking what this is. Like, you've gotta reserve your bowl. They're like, what? Okay. As long as it's Norwex, sign me up for your bowl.
Oh my God, that's you. I know.
See? We would get people to our events.
Oh my God, you got a free bowl.
This is a company, when we launched the toilet brush, it got a standing ovation at National Conference.
Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. I am pretty sure people are going to get excited to sign up for a bowl and not even ask a question. I got to reserve my spot. Let's go. Okay? So anyway, tease, but we're going to have a heck of a good time next week. That's all I'm going to say. We also give people who have been out of the business for a little while some word choices. So again, we're going to get you this PowerPoint presentation. It's going to be a PDF for you. But if you don't know how to gather a few friends, and some of you might be thinking, oh no, I signed up for Norwex for the discount or whatnot. I just had a lady from our Red Deer event say, Sherri, I've been doing this 8 years, been buying whenever I wanted to. I got kind of excited because she was up here doing the spa thing. And she's like, I ordered the products because I want to have some neighbor ladies over. She goes, you kind of inspired me to have a little bit of a get together and start sharing this, And that's all I'm saying is, we go through seasons. I'm seeing a lot of consultants dating back to like 2008 in Alberta. So I know there's a lot of people here that are signing for the discount or whatever all these years, but maybe it's a different season in your life and you'd really like to look at this more like an entrepreneur. And how do I make money for this? Or I want to save for a cruise in February because it's going to be minus 50. Okay? Whatever the case may be, if you're even thinking about hosting any type of event, please let the person know who invited you, or any one of us here. Reach out to myself as well. I'm a resource as well. Okay? And we'll get you set up. So again, there's some booking help and information on the resource. And I want to encourage people who are team leaders to come to the conference in Phoenix. Okay? I happen to know what the product lineup is for the next 5 years. I'll lose my job, especially when you're recording, if I tell you anything now. But what you need to know is you need to be at leadership conference in January. Okay? So I'm just putting that out there. Now, the other thing I wanted to make note of is, again, I've noticed that there's a lot of Alberta consultants who have been with us many, many years. And I just want to bring up that Norwex has a new business program where previously, if you promoted another team leader on your team, you got a $100 bonus, and so did that person. If you promoted a sales leader, that person got $150. Well, you can see right now those are triple. Okay, so promoting anybody, she or he gets 300, and the person doing it with them gets 300, 450, 450. So I'm just saying this because if anybody's looking to build their business now with Norwex, this is the time to start looking at it seriously. There will be a number of events, even virtually, for people who are really stepping up to make this a business. And so if, again, you're interested, please connect with the person who invited you. Or if you don't think there's anybody local for you here, reach out to myself or any one of the leaders here, and we will help walk you through some of that. But it is a good time to get serious about the business. I used to train, and in fact, globally I trained this for many years, me and three. So let me give you an example of this. I love tea. Okay, I just any kind of tea. If I was going to open a tea shop in Regina, Saskatchewan, right? And I'm looking at the space, and what color am I going to make it, right? What are the counters, and what jars are we going to put the tea in, loose leaf tea, you know? I would look at 3 people who I can count on to work with me, right? I know those 3 people who they be right now. My sister-in-law, my best friend, and probably my daughter, okay? But I would look for 3 people if I was going to physically open a store. Who would those 3 be? Because that's who I want to do life with. That's who I want to do my business with. So if you're thinking about Norwex in a business mindset, you should be thinking about the people that you want to do life with in your business. And so again, if it's something that you're thinking about, please do reach out to us and let us know. We can show you how to do this. We can help you create a real business plan. Because if you're going to treat it like a business, it needs a plan. And we'll help you out with that. So I just thought I would mention that because there's a lot of experience in this room. We've got a couple of great jacket leaders here, okay? And on their way up leaders over there, okay? Our sales leader, our TC, team coordinators. So we have a lot of really great leadership in this area, okay? So again, if you're even considering it, please do let us know. So these are the products that we launched in August. Anybody want to guess what the top seller is? Or what it was in September?
Probiotic. The bathroom thing.
Oh, I know. I almost had a heart attack.
What is that?
Fox was number 2.
Well, it's freaking cute.
It's so cute.
What is it? I can't see it.
This is like the dishcloth all scrunched up with a handle on it.
Video of it. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I have to say I love it. I'm not saying I don't love it. I'm just saying I'm surprised it was number 1.
Wow.
Like, even phone a friend wouldn't have helped any of you.
Is price point maybe something?
Who knows? Or everybody does dishes. Like, not everybody has the need for a cute Fox towel.
I don't do dishes.
Right? Yeah, well, so there you go.
Did you know it unrolls? Unrolls like a sleeve? Go home and unroll it. Megan
Why would I do that?
I don't rinse it out. To rinse it out.
Oh.
It unrolls. I'll do a video. Okay. Megan taught me.
I learned something.
Instagram reel, Rena.
Okay, here we go.
Wow. See that wide?
Yes. See? Darla's smart. She should be a
Learn
consultant.
something tonight. Yeah, in 1 minute. Let's talk about, okay. Probiotic cleaner. Are you ready for this?
I don't even know.
I'm eating a little bit of crow these days because for 23 years and in 23 countries, I have trained people to clean with water and microfibers. So when we came out with the probiotic hard surface cleaner, I really wanted to hate it. Because this has been like my job forever. Like, what is Sherri gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? No. So, probiotic hard surface. Again, let's review. Enzymes work fast or slow? Fast. Probiotics are good bacteria, and they take longer to work. So, fast-acting enzyme, good bacteria, they're living creatures, so they are the long haul. They're the ones you get married to, because they're going to clean forever, okay? All right. Your probiotic hard surface cleaner has your good bacteria in it. And so when you dilute this, first of all, because it's got all this great probiotic, you got to shake that thing for a good 30 seconds to a minute. You want to shake them really good every time you use it. So I believe it's 3 tablespoons per forever bottle, or is it 6? Something like that. Or 3 for the mop.
3 for the mop, 6 for the bottle.
Yeah. But anytime you put it in your spray bottle as well, shake that up, get those bad boys happy in there and mixed all through the water. And guys, okay, let's do a little bit of education here. So if you've used microfiber for a long time, Norwex's, only Norwex's, removes 99% of bacteria, okay, off the surface. So you might say to me, well, why would I spray that on when I'm going to remove 99%? Good point. So, if we have a surface that has 100 bacteria on it, and we assume that Norwex removes 99 of those 100 for 99%, that leaves 1. You're like, oh, 1, that's okay. But bacteria are the fastest multiplying organisms in the world, and they can multiply every 4 minutes to 20 minutes, which means 1 is 1 million in 7 hours. Okay? And in some conditions, if they're multiplying every 4 minutes in a warm, wet environment, it's 1 billion in 7 hours. Think bathroom and kitchen. Okay? So what we've got here is a product you shake, you mix it with water, it's good for 3 months once it's mixed. Okay? And maybe I'm going to spray it. So on smooth surfaces, just use your water, microfiber like you always did. But I'm talking for around the light switches where the screws go in and where they contact, the plate contacts the wall. I'm talking where the floor meets the baseboard. I'm talking the cracks in your hardwood floor or the ceramic tile. I'm talking those surfaces where you typically know you're probably not getting in there well enough to clean. Okay? So I use that Forever spray bottle. Thank you for coming, but just wait. If you go back to Kaz, and she's going to give you a pink bag, okay, for coming. Thank you, honey. And you can reverse it. It's purple inside.
Oh my goodness, how exciting.
She likes purple, see?
Oh, nice.
Okay, now where was I? Because now I'm distracted and I think I'm ADHD a little bit. Go on. Tell me where I was.
Yeah, could go level. No,
Oh, yes, right. Warm and wet, and
Yes.
where you would spray this.
See, I knew I had it.
Thank you, you got me. So I've got it in my Forever spray bottle, and you know I'm gonna wipe the kitchen counter, but where my stovetop comes up against my counter, because I have a glass inset stovetop in my granite, my stainless steel handles, those high touch surfaces. Because the other thing is when you leave behind that 1% maybe of this probiotic or good bacteria, they too multiply. And they continue to work for 3 days. So imagine that you clean, but this product continues to clean for 3 days. Does that make sense for everybody? The last point I'll make is, well, there's 2 points to make actually. One is that we remove 99% if used and washed properly. So it says 99% removal when proper care and use. But what we know is a lot of people don't use their microfiber folded and folded. Wipe with this surface, flip to a clean one, right? So maybe they're not getting 99% removal. Or if they're not using the figure 8 with their mop and they're doing the push-pull, they might not be getting 99% removal. So this is sort of our backup for sloppy or misused microfiber cleaning. It's a good backup because it cleans for 3 days. And the other point again is those surfaces that are high touch. You could spray it on the surface and leave, but I would say that there's probably going to be some water residue. It's got to be in a solution. So I would probably just, the thing about it is like the light switch. When you spray, please don't spray it into electrical outlets. Word of advice. But I spray the electrical, or I'll spray it on my cloth, get my cloth wet and wipe everything down. But as you can imagine, when you wipe it, it's probably going to stay, you know, in that crack. Don't try to wipe it out. You know what I mean? Let it sit there. That's where it's going to sit.
And it's okay on granite?
It's fine on granite. There's a couple of stone surfaces you need to be careful with, but it does say right on the bottle to avoid those surfaces. And now you might say to me, well, that's weird. It's not weird because remember, every enzyme has a specific job, and different types of stone may have different products that those enzymes might impact. So just read it. It's only a couple of surfaces. I have granite. I've been using it on everything. So like I said, just watch that label. But it's really for flooring, high-touch surfaces, doorknobs, light switches.
There's
you know.
some US consultants saying they're seeing great results with using it on kids' toys.
Oh.
Like that have all the thousands of plastic parts that you can't really wipe.
Oh, like Lego, like do a tub of Lego or something.
And they're saying they're even visually are able to see the difference at like the next stage.
Wow. Yep. And so we have lots of videos of people wetting their microfiber and wiping down like the handrails or the banisters of, and like a couple days later they're like, what happened here? Looks like somebody refinished my railing. So, you know, I think that the point of this is that I'm eating a little bit of crow because I didn't want to like this product, and now I probably will never clean with just water again, like forever. Okay? But I think that once you're using this and you see yourself, we don't have to even talk about this. In a year from now, you're all going to be, yeah, I didn't think, but I bought it. No, my goodness, I can't believe it. It's unbelievable. So, I love it. I think it's worth everybody trying it. It goes great in your spray mop attachment for your mop. And again, don't forget that hosting a party, you get free money to spend on whatever you want. So you can invest in skincare or something like this product to try. And again, mix it up. You've got 3 months to use it. It might actually be 6 months. I keep thinking it's 6 months, but 3 months? I don't know. But it lasts a long time in your spray bottle. And trust me, I use it up in 3 months. But it does go along with it. So I'm using those high-touch surface sprays. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, I mean, in and around where you shift your controller in your vehicle and like vents and stuff that you can't get into, fabulous for that stuff. Okay? So, any questions about the probiotic? Yes? I haven't. I would use your mattress cleaner. That's more for your fabrics and your odor eliminator, depending on what the problem is. Our Bright and White has enzymes in it as well, which could be a great item for anything washable. So depending on what it is, what are you specifically looking to clean?
Like you're saying, like in the car upholstery.
Yep, in there I use my Sportzyme, my mattress cleaner, or my odor eliminator for upholstery. Okay? Okay? And this one really is for maybe the steering wheel, the hard surfaces like the vents and the dashboard, things like that. Okay? Good question though. Okay? So we're going to do some prizes. So you guys are going to want to take out your cards here. And I just want hands up for my guests. Mike, please keep your hands up for me. All
right, you guys, thanks for watching. I hope you learned lots, and we'll be in touch.